Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we will be welcoming and congratulating our Aboriginal graduates with an honorary song by our singers. The faculty procession will be beginning in a few moments, at which point in time I will ask that you rise at the sound of the fanfare. Ladies and gentlemen, the faculty procession is about to begin. Please rise at the sound of the fanfare.
I declare the 96th Convocation for the conferring of degrees and certificates in session. Chancellor Goodman, President Lightstone, Board Member DiPietro, Senate Chair Sider, platform guests, graduating students, parents, and friends. Welcome to Brock University's Fall Convocation, a time of celebration for our students, families, and friends. It is my pleasure this afternoon to introduce from the Chancellor's procession Dr. Ned Goodman, Chancellor of Brock University, Dr. Jack Lightstone, Vice Chancellor and President of Brock University, Mr. Nick DiPietro, Brock University Board of Trustees, Professor Marilyn Cottrell, Department of Economics, recipient of the Brock University Award for Distinguished Teaching, and our guest this afternoon to deliver the convocation address. Dr. Neil McCartney, Provost and Vice President Academic, Mr. Brian Hutchings, Vice President Finance and Administration, Professor Susan Sider, Mace Bearer and Chair of Brock University Senate, Dr. Gary Libin, Vice President Research. And joining them on stage are members of senior administration, our faculty deans, university senators, faculty staff, and student representatives from across the university. I would ask them to also please stand together and be recognized with their colleagues. Please be seated. I now invite Chancellor Goodman to deliver words of welcome.
Good morning, good afternoon, whatever it is. This is the 96th Fall Convocation. As the Chancellor, I'm here to welcome you all of you as graduands, as some of the people call you. I call you graduates. Welcome the family and the friends of the graduates. And you're either fortunate or unfortunate because this is my last convocation. As I said, fortunate or unfortunate. Because previously, after they got to know me, they never let me talk for the length of time that I was talking at. Today, I'm going to get kicked out of here anyway, so I can talk. It's been 7 years as the Chancellor, and I'm very proud to say that I've been 7 years the Chancellor of this wonderful university. You are all graduates today are going to get a degree. I will get former Chancellor of Brock University, which I honor. I think that's good. I'm very proud to have been here for 7 years. Even though when the last time I went to universities, it were 6 years, I got 2 degrees, not a former chancellor job, but that's okay. One of the things that I'll try to answer for you, what do you do after you get a degree? And my recommendation is that get another one. If you got a Bachelor of Science, get a master's degree. If you've got a master's degree, become a PhD, because education is fantastic and we all should have more and more of it, and Brock should have more of them. So I'm going to talk a little bit, even though, because it's my last time I can talk, they never let me talk before. So I have a few things to say. You are all called, as I read in your newspaper this morning, humans of Brock U. That's nice that they consider you to be humans. I'm hopeful on that. And this is the 96th convocation of this university. As children, we all know about the fables of Aesop. Things like the ant and the grasshopper, I'm sure you know about it. The hare and the tortoise. We have thought of Aesop's fables essentially as being the kind of thing that children learn in outlying talking animals and pithy morals. But Aesop the ancient Aesop fables were actually originally conceived and compiled to instruct adults, not children. And guess what? You are adults. You're no longer children. They were meant to blend adults to proper, prudent behavior. And since you're all adult, I thought it would leave you as Chancellor, or as former Chancellor of Brock University, with some of the things that I cherish that I got from Aesop. And hopefully you learn to use them. Personal initiative and innovation may mean the difference between failure and success. Initiative and innovation. The world needs more innovation, and initiative is what's going to get you there. The worst liars get tangled in their own lies. Don't forget that. Trust your instincts. You've been taught well. Your instincts are good. Do not believe everything you hear. Let every person mind their own business. People learn to despise what they cannot get. Don't get caught in that trap. The goals that you may set for yourself, if they're too high, are nothing more than an invitation for making excuses. So be careful on the goals that you set. However, no goal, no good deal, no good deed, however small, is wasted. Don't be distracted for what you know you can do best. Be wise as you prepare today for the needs of tomorrow. Because one thing, as a scientist, I can tell you, there will always be another tomorrow, even after the one that is tomorrow. So prepare for the future. It is sometimes necessary, though, and here's where I get into trouble, to fight fire with fire and to not be afraid to do so. Remember, yes, you are graduates, but it takes more than just wings to be an eagle. So your degree is important, but you've got to do other things to make it even more important. Don't let your ego convince you to take on more than you can handle. That's one of the major mistakes that are made by people in the world on every instance. Any self-conceit can be led to self-destruction. Watch conceit. Strike a balance between confidence and humility. Your education at Brock should give you confidence in what you have learned, no question about it. But don't forget about humility. Have enough confidence to know that you can make a difference, because you can. Your graduation from this wonderful school will allow you to make a difference. But have enough humility to get help from others anyway. Give praise publicly and criticize privately. So if you don't like what I was saying, please just talk about it very, very lightly to someone you don't know. Do all the good you can to all the people that you meet. Just keep that in your head. You're here to do good. And do no hurt, especially in those times where you really can't do any good. And that's a problem that a lot of people have. Notwithstanding the fact that they have no knowledge of something, they pipe in and they make noise about it. Something that I have learned, this is not Aesop, this is me, Never trust a flatterer. If somebody comes up and says, you're very, very smart, say thank you, and then go study some more. Remember that quite often you'll find that the smaller the mind and the less effective the mind, you'll find will come with the largest ego. Small differences, however, can lead to very big consequences, so you should be aware of them. And here's one that you know: quality is much more important than quantity, and you've been taught quality. Don't be afraid to use it. Do not trust the advice of anyone who is in distress. The overeager people usually make bad decisions, so be careful of that. Don't be overego. Take your time. True negotiating power may require you to walk away at any time. I can tell you that in my role in business, I've done that many times. I've walked away from things that people have said, why did you do that? And I didn't even know at the time, except it didn't take months and years to go by to understand it was the right thing to do. Form alliances as you go forward. You've got lots of friends that you've gone to school with. Form alliances with capable partners who share the same kind of goals that you do. And even more important, you got to know humans of Brock U, as I read in the newspaper this morning. Within every person, there is a story that is unique to each individual. Be proud of your Brock community atmosphere and take it with you as an idea that we can use almost everywhere you may end up. Brock is a special university, and I'm sorry that this is my last convocation. I enjoyed my 7 years here. In today's musings in your university's newspaper, the Brock Press, I was caught up by one article entitled, "What I Love About Brock Culture." If there's one thing that makes this school, this is someone else saying it because that's what I read, one thing that makes this school so worth attending and from being a good university to prepare ourselves for jobs, what we will never get is that it is not unusual to show up 5 days a week wearing only pajamas without worrying that we won't fit in. Remember that culture of Brock. Keep it. Don't try to be fancy for just the sake of being fancy. Be proud of being graduates of Brock. I hope you're as proud of being graduates of Brock as I am proud of being the former chancellor who will be for a moment, not the former, when I say I grant you your degrees. So welcome, enjoy, thank you, and I hope that as I walk away from here, someone is organized for someone else to take this podium. Thank you.
We have a special guest from the Board of Trustees with us today. Nick DiPietro has been a member of the Brock University Board of Trustees since July 2010 and currently serves as the chair of the Financial Planning, Investment, and Human Resources Committee. Nick is a former executive from the pharmaceutical industry. Today he supports and mentors entrepreneurs and startup companies. Please welcome Nick DiPietro.
Thank you. Chancellor Goodman, President Lightstone, honored guests, faculty, staff, and graduates, good afternoon. The Board of Trustees recognizes the commitment, dedication, and sacrifice that it takes to become a graduate of Brock University. We take great pride in your achievements and share with you and your family in the celebration of your success. As part of this celebration, the Board of Trustees created a unique award in order to pay tribute to the outstanding achievements and contributions of graduating students. To honor the outstanding achievements of graduates, the Board of Trustees' Spirit of Brock Medal is awarded to undergraduate and graduate students who best exemplify the spirit of Isaac Brock by demonstrating qualities of leadership, courage, innovation, and community involvement, as has been recommended by their respective faculty deans. At this morning's convocation, the medals were presented to Goodman School of Business undergraduate student Daniel Castro and Faculty of Applied Health Sciences graduate Leslie Nash. Please join me congratulating Daniel and Leslie on this great achievement. Thank you.
Chancellor Goodman, Trustee DiPietro, Senate Chair Sider, members of the Platform Party, family and friends of the graduands, welcome, and I might add a special welcome to those of you who have come from around the world to participate in the celebration of the graduation of your loved ones. And of course, a very special welcome to you graduates. At the outset, I want to acknowledge and honor the ancestors of those on whose traditional lands we have gathered today. Brock is situated along the Bruce Trail on the traditional shared territory of First Nations people. And today we acknowledge the First Nation, Métis, Inuit, and other First Nations peoples who have joined us in this convocation. Now, normally at this point in my address, I begin to address you, the graduates. But I'm going to hit the pause button. Today, as you've just heard from the Chancellor will have completed by the end of this afternoon 7 years as Chancellor of this university. Ned Goodman, our Chancellor, has served in that capacity with graciousness and warmth and good humor, and I have watched him as he has greeted with that great warmth every graduate that has crossed this stage for the past 7 years. Approximately 28,000 of you have been greeted by our Chancellor and shaken his hand and been told with great sincerity by him that he congratulates you on your achievement. And today, I would like to congratulate him on his achievement of having served so warmly and graciously as our Chancellor and as the official host of these graduation ceremonies these last 7 years. Thank you so much, Ned. And Chancellor Goodman doesn't know that this is about to happen, but I'm going to ask Senate Chair Sider to join me at the center of the podium to make a presentation to Chancellor Goodman. And now, to you graduates. You happy to be graduating? Family and friends of the graduates, are you happy that they're graduating? Now I ask you, what conclusion should I draw from this little experiment I did? I conclude that they are much more relieved than you are to be here today. Obviously, your family and friends are very proud of you, and you should be proud of yourselves. And you should know that those of us who represent the faculty and staff of Brock University are also very proud of you, because today represents, of course, the culmination of your efforts, but it also represents the most tangible proof of the culmination of our efforts as well. And so we share in the joy that you feel, and we share in the joy and obvious relief that your family and friends feel as well. So congratulations. And that's worth applause. Now we can all see that Convocation is a very ritualized affair, informed by rituals of several centuries. We all march in parade to classical music, and we dress in the state of fashion for the 17th century. But despite all the formality and ritual, I want everyone here to know that today is above all a day of celebration. And I want you all to know that it is all right to clap and hoot and holler and stamp your feet and yell and scream and whistle as your friend or loved one crosses the stage to receive his or her diploma. And to get us in the mood, we will have a practice run on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Enjoy Convocation.
Good afternoon. Teaching is the core function of every professor. The Brock University Award for Distinguished Teaching is our highest honor and recognition of the best teachers among us. I take great pleasure today in inviting Professor Marilyn Cottrell from the Department of Economics to accept this year's award. I think this is yours. Congratulations. Yes, we have to go over here and come. Thank you. I now take pleasure in inviting Professor Cottrell to deliver the Convocation address.
Thank you, Chancellor Goodman, President Lightstone, Dean Dunk, colleagues, honored graduates, and guests. Today, we recognize and applaud you, for today you're becoming explorers. Yes, explorers, privileged explorers, enlightened explorers. And that's because you are the beneficiaries of that rare privilege called higher education. Each of us has heard many times that education is all about knowledge and enlightenment and rational thought and about thinking. but it's also about obligations. Albert Einstein, one of history's most famous geniuses, was once asked by a journalist during an interview, what skills did he think he possessed that had others consider him a genius? Perhaps he replied, and I'm paraphrasing, it's because I seem to be able to recognize the obvious. Knowledge tends to do that. It adds substance to intelligence. It makes it possible for us to recognize the obvious. To illustrate further, I'd like to share with you a legend. It's attributed to the coastal First Nations people in North America and how they reacted to the initial encounters with European explorers. The legend tells us their forebears had no idea anyone was approaching their peaceful homeland until some strange people began strolling across the sand of the shoreline. They set eyes upon a strange group of bizarrely clad humans with colorless skin ambling toward them. None of those First Nations people saw the arrival offshore of ships that brought these Europeans. Those ships were at anchor just a few meters from shore. Yet why, you may ask? Could they not see those ships, even though they were there, right there, in plain sight? Well, legend tells us their ancestors had no knowledge of such things as ocean-going ships. They lacked the knowledge that would give them a frame of reference, one that would have allowed them to see what was right before their very eyes. Yes, it is knowledge that allows us to see and to understand and to comprehend. It is knowledge that allows us to recognize, to see the obvious. When you leave today, some of you will be going on to further degrees. Some will leave formal education to embark upon their life's work. Regardless, every one of you will become explorers, modern-day explorers. You've been furnished with the means to become enlightened explorers, explorers who are better equipped than most to build your own personal universe, but also to help build a better world. You take that with you, the most precious and rarest of endowments, knowledge. Knowledge that gives you the ability to achieve a heightened understanding of the world around you, to reason and to contribute rational thought to the challenging world you now have begun to inherit, to see. I challenge you with the words of another explorer, someone who was an explorer not just of lands unknown, but of humanitarian needs. His name was Albert Schweitzer. Here is what he had to say. Judging by what I've learned about men and women, I'm convinced that far more idealistic aspirations exist than is ever evident. Just as the rivers we see are much less numerous than the underground streams, so the idealism that is visible is minor in comparison to what men and women carry in their hearts, unreleased or scarcely released. Mankind is waiting and longing for those who can accomplish the task of untying what is knotted, bring the underground waters to the surface. And so my challenge to you is this: the world is waiting for you to unleash your gifts upon it. Before going further, I'd like to make something absolutely clear to you. You're not entitled to complain about hearing how lucky you are. You're very lucky indeed. Accept it. A fraction of 1% of all the people on earth today share your good fortune. The notion of how lucky you are may surprise you, but until this day, you have enjoyed being in one kind of protective cocoon or another. After you were born, others fended for you because you were helpless. As you grew up, those around you ensured that your needs were met. As you crossed from childhood through puberty to adulthood, you were guided forward through the risks and dangers that prey upon young people. And then you arrived here to another form of cocoon, an environment that was for the most part both nurturing and challenging. One that made it possible for you to complete your post-secondary studies. You have done that. Now you're headed out on your own, armed with degrees that represent both achievement, for which you are to be congratulated, and for which you should be justly proud. You have reached a point of no return. You cannot go back to the lack of knowledge that once limited your prospects in life. You cannot go back to being a child and the expectation of being coddled. And likewise, you are not free now of the obligation to society. You have acquired, along with this privilege, of your education. It is time for you to step out on your own, to begin building an independent life, to convert your knowledge into life's learning, to build your own life and career, to take up your responsibilities of providing a nurturing environment for others in your work and in the greater world around you. Once upon a time, a happy group of tiny bugs was playing at the bottom of the lily pad. One by one, the bugs climbed up the lily stem and disappeared. Those left behind wondered what had happened to their friends. One day they agreed that the next bug to venture beyond the surface of the pond would return and tell the others what they'd experienced. One day a bug left and found itself on a lily pad. It fell asleep. When it awoke, the warm sunshine had dried its body. Instinctively, it spread the wings that had grown while asleep and began flying away. The bug had become a beautiful dragonfly with 4 resplendent wings. Then it remembered the promise. It swooped toward the surface of the pond and headed downward. The dragonfly hit the surface and could go no further. It was not able to return. Finally, it realized others would just need to have faith that it was going to be all right. And so the knowledge with which you are equipped gives us faith in you and confidence in you that in the life that awaits, and you will be all right, and that you will do what is right for our tiny, ever so fragile blue orb that we occupy in the universe. I leave you with this final inspiration from Albert Schweitzer. Everyone must work to live, but the purpose of life is to serve and to show compassion and the will to help others. Only then have we ourselves become true human beings. Go make your mark on the world. Surgate.
Well, it's time to graduate. Will the candidates for the various degrees and certificates please rise? With the degrees and certificates about to be conferred upon you, there comes a certain expectation that you will continue sincerely in the pursuit of learning and truth, and that as far as in you lies, you will promote the interests and welfare of your university. Do you acknowledge this expectation? Mr. Chancellor, as the candidates have acknowledged the responsibilities that accompany their degrees and certificates, and as they have successfully completed the courses of study prescribed by Senate, I would ask that you admit them to their several degrees and certificates.
It's with great pleasure that I do this for the last time to say that for all of you, with great preciousness, I admit you. Enjoy your life.
Please be seated.
Good. Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to present these candidates to receive a Doctor of Philosophy.
Katia Champa. Catherine Ann Kennerly. Kelly Joelle Rizzo.
Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to invite Brock's newest PhD graduates to take a chair on the stage with their colleagues. Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to present these candidates to receive a Master of Education.
Jacqueline Barris, recipient of the Dr. Michael Kampf Book Prize. Nadine Blades. Linda Boy Corvamaker. Julianne Burgess. Renee Lillian Danielle Burt. Ji Shun Chai. Delia Coughlin. Yi Chen. Ian Min Chung, recipient of the Master of Education International Student Graduation Award. Alyssa Marie Cherubini. Caitlin May Clancy. Carolina DeSanto. Shuo Ding. Susan Maureen Doherty Skippin. Dong Xinbo. Taylor Downs. Jiao Jiao Fan. Shu Feng. Brett Forsey. Adriana Gallo. Sharon Giddings. Laura Gleason. Sarah Halabi, recipient of the Jack Noble Book Prize. Stacia Heaton. Lei Ho. Shuo Huang. Fan Jia. Ya Jiang, recipient of the Master of Education International Student Graduation Award. Corvamaker. Pei Kwong. Misha Lashkari. Cheryl Lenover. Bing Chin Lee. Meng Lee. Xiao Xin Li. Xiang Li, recipient of the Master of Education International Student Graduation Award. Shu Chun Li. Peter Lima. Ting Ting Lin. Sisi Liu. Yu Jia Liu. Yangbo Long. So ready for this. Punita Lum. Charlotte Irene Mikolayevsky. Li Min Na. Lisa Nagatakia. Christina Natal. Cassandra Oswald. Manjira Phillips Jefford. Danielle Pinto. Merara Purkamali, Lori Lee Salt, Kimberly Ann Seed, Jiaqi Shi, Zhang Kang Shi, Xiao Meng Song, Robin Statz, Jake Stevens, Hao Nan Su, Yan Sun, Jia Tong, Judy C, San Wang, He Wang, Yuan Wang, recipient of the Master of Education International Student Graduation Award, Yin Zhi Wang, Ziyu Wang, Elise Winter, Xiaoyan Wu, Yu Chen Wu, Xin Ying Yang, Yuan Long Ye, Yang Yu, Ge Zhang, Lu Baihe Zhang, Yu Zhang, Yu Lin Zhang, Xu Ru Zhao, Dai Shan Zheng, Jun Zhou, Yu Zhou, Dan Zhu,
Mr. Chancellor, I have the honour to present these candidates to receive a Bachelor of Education.
Two sisters, Marilyn Tina Kustachin and Sherilyn Lorette McKay.
Mr. Chancellor, I have the honour to present this candidate to receive a Bachelor of Early Childhood Education Honours degree.
Hui Xu.
Mr. Chancellor, I have the honour to present these candidates to receive a Bachelor of Education, Adult Education.
David Adam Baker with distinction. Caroline Bem. Anya Bernatska. Lily Brachich Ronalds. Sarah Ann Brooks with distinction. Joanna Hope Cardinal with distinction. James Thomas Deas. Dorothy Junikovsky with distinction. Wendy Jane Edmonds with distinction. Gabriel Flaminio. Lauren Jeffrey with distinction. Joy Kwan. Christy McIntosh. Leanne Joan Maxey. Vincent Alvin Normore. Lauren O'Leary with distinction. Antonietta Peretta with distinction. Sanda Popovich with distinction. Lisa Josie Richter with distinction. Afnan Mariam Saeed. Adriana Salvia with distinction. Susan Sedgman with distinction. Miranda Simone. Daniela Slater with distinction. Marion Steknicki. Laura Catherine Vandepool with distinction. Rajinder Virk with distinction.
Mr. Chancellor, I have the honour to present these candidates to receive a certificate in adult education.
Trina Buchko. Sonia Lee Siebert.
Mr. Chancellor, I have the honour to present these candidates to receive the Godiaman Aboriginal Women's Certificate.
Bonnie Jane Emerson. Angelica Hill.
Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to present these candidates to receive the Doctor of Philosophy.
Leslie Capuana. Angela Dunziak. Lindsay Short. Royette Tavernier. Jinru Zhao.
Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to invite Brock's newest PhD graduates to take a seat on the stage with their colleagues. Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to present these candidates to receive a Master of Applied Disability Studies.
Christine Grant. Jin Kim Diep Nguyen. Raymond Armand Robitaille. Anita Stappert.
Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to present these candidates to receive a Master of Arts.
Cameron Davidson. Victoria Della Chioppa. Ashley Teresa do Nascimento, recipient of the President's Surgite Award. Anne Farrell. Christina Marie Fergus. Dustin James Fitzpatrick. Travis Ellington Hodges. John Bosco Kai. Kyle Liao. Tessa Ray Mice. Bethany Morris. Siamak Noray. Ferdinand Rima. Abigail Zita Seshi. Tanukshi Silva Karunana Yaka. Connie Stowe. Stephanie Van Stralen.
Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to present these candidates to receive a Master of Business Economics.
Daryl Abbs. Vera Cherame. Michelle James Lang. Samuel Owusu. Peter Simchisco.
Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to present these candidates to receive a Bachelor of Arts Honors, Bachelor of Arts with Major, and a Bachelor of Arts 3-year.
Crystal Adams. Tuyo Dudu. Matthew Cameron Bates. Corey Carlton. Yi Chen. Jane Kathleen Crawley with first class standing, recipient of the Department of Political Science Fall Convocation Book Prize. Aaron Davis with first class standing, Mahmoud Elua. Megan Forrester with first class standing, recipient of the Jim Leach Book Prize. Marion Goreski with first class standing. Jacob Alfred Lee Graham. Mitchell Jeffrey Green. Bessie Habtum. Melissa Ann Hill with first class standing. Sabrina Jagosh. Bethany Keedwell. Dmitry Kirilovich. Christina Lanapikan. Brandon Wade Marsden. Ashley Kathleen McKay with first class standing. Janine Messina with first class standing. Michelle Mudge. Alicia Murphy. Kevin Nigro. Ola Arnold Odunaki. Cole Perry with first class standing. Danielle Pfeiffer with first class standing. Bronte Ratcliffe. Philip Peter Roca. Shannon Ashlyn Rogers. Kamit Samra, recipient of the James Nix Memorial Prize in Canadian Studies. Sierra Shepherd. Jessica Soper. Erin Kathleen Santamon with first class standing. Darren Strank. Alicius Fobb. Chelsea Angeloni. Caitlin Francis Barlow. Autumn Jade Bromble. Amy Alyssa Campbell. Kimberly Brooke Chase. Melissa Tanya Chernish. Sydney Marie Clark. Lisa Cruikshank with distinction. Jordan Carey DePa with distinction. Christina Rose DiMatteo. Tiffany Dubnitsky. Lauren Elliott. Corey Blair Gaffey. Dayton Sean Wayne Good. Aaron Al Gustitis. Thomas Jacobs with distinction. Melissa Kuzler. Adam Michalowicz. Amanda Morton. Krista Pomazansky. Vanessa Santos. Victoria Jan Scalzi.
Amelia Smerchinsky.
Jessica Shimko. Amelia Smerchinsky.
Brandon Vinelli.
Eva Zamitis.
Brandon Vinali. Eva Zamitis. Tracy Ashley. Amanda Avila. Joseph Victor Bagnato. Courtney Catherine Biron. Antonella Kovic. Nicholas Cumberland. Jennifer Delacandro. Katerina Despotovska. Alexandra Dominic. Carly Ann Dowling. Eric Doyle. Valerie Dubicki. Colin Favreau. Marcy Michelle Ferguson. Madison Mary Finney. Lucia Funmer. Maya Joy Jeffroy. Anya Gilaroyowitz. Hemming Go. Narbinder Singh Gruel. Philip Dennis Hayes, Rebecca Jamie Herman, Connor Hines, Chanel Hines, Fu Min Hu, Robin Humphreys, Taylor Helen Hunt, Natasha Lynn Imrie, Emily Doreen Gendubi, Andrew Michael Caballo, Grant Kennedy, Nevin Koulas, Alyssa Lapointe Mello, Kaylee Ann Lockheed, Nicholas Peter Lowry, Brittany Mabley, Haley Madison Maxwell, Emily Miller,
There you go.
Robert Andrew Miller, Kaylee Murray, Devindra Naidu, Kara Lynn Norton with distinction, Cassandra Danley Orlowski, Andrew Rebick, Sharika Samuels, Bianca Sanchez, Mark Sybil, Kristen Skirdich, Stephanie Linda Smith, Caitlin Sabrina Strong, Jessica Truesdale, Sarah Elizabeth Trumbley,
That's wise.
Sarah Brianne Works, Michael Tyler Weisel, Yu Kun Yang, Xin Yu,
Okay. Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to present this candidate to receive a Bachelor of Science 3-year.
Eric Crapsey, Craig Anthony Shovlin, Chi Zhang,
Mr. Chancellor, whereas certain candidates who have successfully completed the course of studies prescribed by Senate and are absent from this convocation for just cause, I request that you confer upon them their several degrees and certificates in absentia.
It's my pleasure, being that it's just cause, as you put it, to admit them to their several degrees and certificates in absentia.
Good afternoon and congratulations. This year marks Brock's 50th anniversary, and you have the honor of convocating during this special year. I'm pleased to congratulate all of you who have received your degree this afternoon, as well as all the family and friends in the audience who are bursting with pride at your achievements. As Vice President of the Brock University Alumni Association and a Goodman School of Grad from 1994, I welcome all of you as new alumni and to the Alumni Association. Now, what does it mean to be an alumni? As of today, you join 84,000 other graduates, alumni who are willing to connect with you, work with you, mentor you, advocate for you in your personal growth and your personal development. The value of your degree is a reflection of the success of all of our alumni that they've had in their careers and their personal lives. 84,000 alumni that are marking a positive marks in the world and making an impact. And that impact raises the value of your degree as you stand here today. The quality of the programs, the research, the teaching, they all intertwine to raise the reputation of Brock and thereby your degree. The reputation of the university is an important stake and one that we hope you take seriously. As you start this new chapter in your lives, you see yourselves as ambassadors of the university. Share your Brock experience with others and be sure to share your successes with us. Stay connected to Brock and the Alumni Association. You can email us, call us, tweet us, Facebook us, LinkedIn us, all the social media out there. But you can also share in our publications that we send out. Be in touch with us often. Be proud of your university as we are of you. Take what you've learned at Brock, go out into the world, improve it, push on, and experience your life to the fullest. Surgite.
Well, we've come to the end of Convocation. How does it feel to have graduated? Family and friends of the graduates, how does it feel to have watched them graduate? Well, as you've just heard from the Vice President of the Alumni Association, all of you are now alumni of Brock University. And I want you to know that this is a club from which you can never resign. You and Brock will be forever linked. I like to say, quoting one of my favorite movies, Cool Hand Luke, that you and your university now have a lifelong symbiotic relationship. Because as you've heard, your future success will actually add value to degrees of students who are yet to have graduated from this university. And our future success as an institution will add value to your degrees long after you receive them today. So cherish us, know that we will cherish you. As you've heard from the alumni representative, keep in touch with us, but what he didn't say is if you don't keep in touch with us, we will keep in touch with you. We hope that you stay engaged with your university to the benefit of future students who study here, just as you benefited from the engagement of people who graduated long before you. And so, we wish you well in all the days and years following today. So congratulations. And again, for one last time, those of us and those of you today, we will be following our Chancellor in procession out of this hall. And I want, on all of our behalfs, to thank and congratulate Chancellor Goodman for his 3+3, 2 terms of 3 years and an extra year, because no good deed should go unpunished. We thank you so much, Chancellor Goodman, for your service to this university. Everyone is invited to a reception outside of this hall, outside the building to my right, to your left. And out there you will find a tent. There are refreshments in the tent, and I don't think it's raining at the moment. But I want to remind everyone that after the singing of our national anthem, first the platform party, and then the graduates will recess in procession from the hall. I want everyone else to stay seated until that has happened, and then you can join with your family and friends and loved ones outside this building. So please rise for the singing of our national anthem. I declare this convocation dismissed.